I want to start today with some breaking news. I know you've been in meetings all day. You may not have heard this, but there's some developing news coming across the wire and coming across the TV sets. And apparently, they're announcing that President Obama is making great progress on climate change. He's turning the political climate of our country back towards Republicans. Now, as you know, in the eyes of many, President Obama is cool. But the American people are figuring out he is wrong. This current presidency reflects a collision between the image and personality of President Obama and the important lessons of history. As you know, he famously ran on the theme, change we can believe in. Now we're starting to understand what he meant. What he meant by that is he wants to change what we believe in. And the American people in this country ain't buying it. Now we all remember that President Obama was a community organizer in his prior life. We need to remind President Obama forcefully and strongly that the federal government is not our definition of community. Now, there's some commentators and observers say, I really don't think President Obama knows what he's doing. I disagree with that. I think from the liberal perspective, he knows exactly what he's doing. He is in the process of unleashing a flood of federal spending and the greatest expansion of the federal government in the modern history of this country. It is time that we stand up to President Obama. It is time that we stand up for our principles, and it's time that we stand up as a Republican Party for the American people and the taxpayers across this great land. Now, that's going to require us as Republicans to be more than just the critics in chief. Our strategy can't be, we hope the other side goofs up and kicks it in the dugout. We've got to be a party that is offering hopeful and meaningful and optimistic and positive solutions for the real challenges of this country and the real concerns of our fellow citizens. And we need to state it boldly. We need to speak the truth. Our principles, our values resonate with the American people because they are not born of pop psychology or emotion. These are time-tested lessons based on the human experience and wisdom of the faith and insight of the Founding Fathers. They have served us well. They have served us well historically, and if we do it correctly, they will continue to serve us well as a political movement and a party, but we need to embrace them clearly and boldly. So we need to know, what do we believe? And importantly, why do we believe it? And then we have to have the ability to communicate and educate and motivate and mobilize and change those sentiments into political action and the ability to govern and to lead. And that's why we do what we do. And for all of us, part of what we believe is who we are and where we come from. We have that as our experience and a lens through which we view a lot of these events and circumstances. Well, we believe that the success of our nation rides on the growth of private enterprise, not the growth of government. And we believe in a limited and effective government. And by the way, there's important things that government needs to do. So we're not always anti-government, but we're anti-lousy results. And we believe that tyranny can take the form of a well-meaning but bungling and expanding bureaucracy that suffocates and strangles our entrepreneurial and American spirit. And we believe that history shows that weakness and equivocation is what tempts our enemies, foreign and otherwise, and that diplomacy only works if it's backed up by strength. And we believe that real community is most often found in our families, in our churches, in our places of worship, in our neighborhoods, and even in individual acts of kindness and concern and love and caring. And so we have an opportunity to showcase that as Republicans. We want to be free so we can be entrepreneurs without being beaten down by the burdens and regulation and heavy hand of government. We want to be free to choose our own doctor and make our own health care decisions. And we want to be free from the weight of the crushing debt that the federal government is dumping on us, with no real concern about how it's going to be paid back, either by us or, for that matter, our children and our grandchildren and their children. And we want to be free to send our children to a school of our choice that suits the needs of our family. And I don't believe, and I know you don't believe, that nobody should be forced to have a child go to a bad school. Let me just close by saying that to renew America, we as Republicans must apply the values that founded our party and made our nation great and guided it through all these years. As you know, I'm a Republican in a traditionally Democratic state. We were able to cut the size of government. We were able to contain our tax burdens and move Minnesota out of the top 10 and move forward with Americanizing our energy sources, reform our health care system, even with a divided government. We need that kind of renewal in Washington. We need that strong Republican voice in Washington, D.C., so that conservative solutions can address these problems, and we're going to need it in our state capitals all across this nation. Our respect of those who don't agree with us is also an important part of moving forward. We need an opportunity to reach out to those who are not yet Republicans, not by becoming more like Democrats, but by getting more Democrats and independents to see the wisdom and value in supporting us. But as Ronald Reagan said, somebody who disagrees with us 80% of the time, I should say agrees with us, somebody who agrees with us 80% of the time isn't our enemy. They're our friend. And so we need a coalition that says, yes, we are going to be the Republican Party, strong and proud, but we're also going to have room for conservative Democrats and independents so we can govern with that coalition in mind. So let's be proud of who we are. Let's believe what we believe, but let's make sure that we welcome others who are not yet Republicans to the opportunity to experience our values and principles. As Republicans, we led the nation through the Civil War and we ended slavery. We are conservatives and we led the nation in free market solutions that have created the greatest economy in the world. And we're Americans, and we know that every challenge today opens the door to another opportunity and a brighter future tomorrow. So applying those principles to the issues of our time, I think, is a great opportunity. It's what we owe ourselves as a party. It's what we owe our nation and our future. Nothing else, nothing more, and nothing less. Thank you for the chance to speak to you today, and thank you for what you do for our party and the conservative movement.